Hello everyone, welcome to a Critical Ops Developer Update. I'm Jonas, a new senior game designer at Critical Force, and today me and my colleague Edwin are going to be talking about some of the upcoming changes in the 1.17 update.
Hi, I'm Edwin, game designer at Critical Force. We got a big update coming for the ranked and diffuse experience. We have a new rank and a couple of other additions coming in Ranked Season 3. Now let's take a look.
In Season 3, we're going to be introducing a new rank. This rank is going to be divided in 4 divisions and be below the bronze. This rank is going to be called Iron. And with the introduction of this new Iron rank, we are going to be adjusting the rank distribution of all existing ranks. The ranks from Bronze to Platinum are going to be a bit easier to achieve, while the ranks from Master to Spec Ops are going to be a bit harder to attain. Based on the feedback we've received, there are players leaving the ranked matches during the warm-up stage. To address this issue, we're locking down players to the matches earlier and adding a gradual leaver penalty. So starting with Season 3, players will be locked into the ranked matches once all players have accepted to join the match. Players who leave ranked matches and do not rejoin will receive a suspension from ranked based on the amount of penalties they have accumulated recently.
For Ranked Season 3, we are changing the round wins required for a match win. This is now increased from first to 9 rounds to first to 13 rounds. This change was added to lessen the pistol rounds impact on the rest of the match, giving teams more chances for comebacks and also to streamline the competitive aspects of our game. The 13 round format is not the only change we are adding to lessen the pistol rounds impact. The players are now receiving a higher loss reward when losing a pistol round, and the consecutive loss reward will retain its benefits for longer. This benefit will follow the team if they lose second, third and so forth times in a row. In addition to the round changes, we have increased the freeze and buy time. This was changed to give teams more time to communicate before the round starts, as well as giving the team more time to buy their equipment. Faction weapons feature means that both factions, Coalition and the Breach, have their own set of weapons in Diffuse and Ranked Diffuse. Let's talk a bit about Diffuse. Diffuse is about offense and defense. Generally speaking, playing on defense, Coalition, is easier and most of our maps support this. That being said, it means when playing on defense, it is easier to win rounds and get that economical upper hand. This is why we've shifted the pricing of certain weapons to benefit the offense, the Breach more. We wanted to enforce different playstyles and strategies for each faction, and splitting the weapons felt like a great way of doing so. Now let's take a look at what weapon balance changes the update will bring.
Both factions will now have 4 assault rifles available to them. The SA-58 and the HK-417 being the shared options for both factions. The most notable change is the AK-47 and the SG-551 being on the Breach arsenal, while the M4 and the AUG are going to be on the Coalition arsenal. The AK-47 and M4 are both great weapons, and while the AK might be the more powerful one, players can still win the gunfights with the M4 against the AK using the right range and positioning. The AUG was definitely lacking in the power to compete against the AK and the SG, which is why we've increased its maximum damage and minimum damage. Now the damage output of the AUG is more than enough to compete against the Breach arsenal. On the other hand, we also thought that the AUG required something to counter the damage changes, which is why we also increased its spread and recoil, making it a bit harder to control and aim with.
Both factions will have 3 SMGs in their arsenal, MP5 being the only one for both, MPX and Vector for the Breach, and MP7 and P90 for Coalition. This felt like a natural split considering their roles and existing balance. We decreased MP5's spread per shot to make its initial shots more accurate and eventually to make it more worth its price and more viable as a low-budget SMG. The P90 is a great SMG and it has been a typical good choice for a run-and-gun situation. We felt it needed more accuracy to compete against Vector, which is what we've changed for P90. With the accuracy increase, we also gave it a small decrease in movement accuracy, but this shouldn't affect its run and gun capabilities. Vector has been quite overpowered for its price due to its accuracy. While we wanted it to maintain its power, we didn't want it to be too compelling when compared to other SMGs, especially P90. This is why Vector has its accuracy decreased and spread increased. Now that the shots are less accurate, we also decided to give it a bit more firepower on close range to compensate for the lost power in longer range.
The shotguns were an easier split between the two factions. The Breach will be getting the M1887 and the Coalition will be getting the FP6. The Super 90 will remain for both factions. The M1887 will receive some balance changes because it is now a Breach weapon. We've decreased its spread and movement inaccuracy to give it more power for those offense-push situations you might encounter while you're playing on the Breach side. And with the snipers, we're not going to be introducing any new balance changes. The TRG-22 and the U ratio will remain for both factions. The TRG being the cheap early round option and U ratio being the powerful weapon with one-shot capabilities. M14 will be part of the Breach arsenal, while the SVD will be on the Coalition arsenal.
Pistol availability isn't changing as much with the faction weapons. Only pistols being split are XT45 for Coalition and Dual MTX for the Breach, which both are meant for close range with fast fire rate, making it natural for them to be split. Biggest change for the pistols are the changes for Deagle and AMAR 96. We wanted the Deagle to be the more powerful and more expensive option. This is why we swapped the two stats of the two weapons, and Deagle is now really powerful and it requires more control, even with the added camera recoil change. AMAR 96 on the other hand is easy to control but yet can be powerful in the right hands. XT45 has its range increased to make it a bit more compatible against other pistols. Also decreased its spreads per shot, making the first few shots a bit more accurate. Similar changes were made for MTX. We gave MTX a damage increase to justify its price, and to make it more compatible against other pistols, the spread per shot has been decreased. GSR 1911 has been a great all-around option for pistol rounds, making other pistols like XT or AMAR less appealing. We want to mitigate that by decreasing its range, making it a bit less powerful on longer ranges.
So with that, I hope you all like the changes coming in the 1.17 update. The team is working really hard to bring you the best content we can, and we would love to hear from you. From us here at Critical Force, stay safe and see you in rank.